Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Yorgos and this is the Avboat. In last week's episode, I bought a solar panel. I have now tested it. I'm really happy with it. So it is time to actually install it on the boat. So I have bought not only the solar panel and everything that is needed for it in order to be able to charge the battery, but also I have bought the mounts for the boat. So let's get into it and show you what mounts I'm using. And you can see in here, I am using those Biltema solar panel mounts, 2 of them, and the way that those are actually going to be installed is this. They will be just going into that rail. And as you can see in here, there is this bolt that protrudes. So basically what it is doing is that it will go there, then I screw it from the bottom, and then this one actually locks in place. Now, in order to save some time, I have pre-drilled one hole in here, and the reason is that I cannot be 100% sure that those rails are actually pretty much straight. So what I'm going to do is that I will be securing one screw. Actually, I'm not even going to tighten it properly because obviously I need to drill more holes and see how the solar panel stands, and then mark them with a pencil and proceed then with drilling all of the holes necessary. One more thing that I want to mention in here is that because I want to make it visually look better, I want the solar panel to be sitting here without then these rails actually showing anywhere, protruding, let's say, outside of the solar panel. Now, this one, of course, it's more of a visual thing, but that also means that the installation, first time installation for drilling all of the holes, that will make it a bit more difficult. So from that respect, obviously it is more difficult, but it will look much better visually later on. So let me then put the solar panel on and we see how that looks. So one thing I want to do obviously is to make sure that those are in the correct, let's say, distance. I'll put the solar panel on and then we see how it looks. Obviously, one of the things that I have done already, and you can see in here, is that I have measured them so that the holes will be drilled pretty much exactly on the same length. So from that perspective, then I'm not worried that much because obviously the solar panel is straight. So let's eyeball it somewhere here. I will tighten these a bit so that they don't move when I want to actually mount the solar panel properly. So the solar panel comes here. All right. All right, this one is on. Yep. I have put now the first bolt in. Now what I need to do is check them from both sides, really. And the idea here is that I want it to be aligned properly. As you can see, or I hope that you can see that it looks pretty good. So I'm actually managing to hide the rails, and this is visually, it's looking much, much better. Obviously, what is happening then is that because I'm trying to make it look visually better, it is much more difficult in installing the solar panel on those mounts. So I think it's better to do it one by one, really kind of drill a hole, put a bolt, and just check that everything lines up correctly. Because if I just drill holes, most likely, as I said, this is not going to be properly straight. So it is much better one by one, kind of measure, drill one hole, put another bolt, and just go, kind of take it as it comes. Because I'm traveling with a boat pretty much on the trailer, I'm using it for fishing, going to lakes around Finland. This is not a good solution for having it on the trailer and driving the car at 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. And this is why I wanted this solar panel to be removable. So the idea here is that I will be using the solar panel when I'm using the boat, but then when I'm traveling, the solar panel will be removed. Most likely it will start kind of sagging as well a bit due to the weight. So I really don't want to use those mounts, for permanent use. Now, the next thing that will be done once this is properly installed is then figure out the cabling, and we will go through that together as well. So the first bolt is on, and let's start measuring then and making this look proper. This is 5.4 and 5.4. They are properly aligned. So what I'll do now, the solar panel is actually sitting properly on it. Some final measurements, and I'll start then marking down and then start drilling some holes. I had to break the pencil in a really tiny one so that I can actually mark everything down. All right, I have now taken some initial measurements. Time to remove the panel again, take those mounts then and start drilling some holes, not everything though. The one rail has been now properly installed. I haven't tightened the bolts yet, and I have only drilled one hole on the other rail so that I'll try to mount it again and see how it properly goes in, and then start marking once again the places just to be 100% sure, and then I will start drilling. So let's mount it. All right, that is much better now. I like this. I like where it's going. Measure once more. I think now I have it properly. Let's start drilling the holes and start mounting this properly into place. Time to mount it now a bit, and then I will continue putting the other nuts and bolts. There we go. And hey, there it is. And now it's time to start mounting everything properly, like tighten everything. I think this looks pretty good. Obviously, there is a bit of kind of plane here or a bit of sag, but you know what? As I said, this is not going to be used in high speeds. Plus, I can use some kind of mounts in here to keep it more upright position and maybe use it even permanently. Let's see. Let's start with mounting everything permanently. Solar panel is now properly installed and mounted, so let's put it now in its proper place. I won't be tightening it up just because I want to do some cable management in here, so I'll just put it in place now because obviously it is its natural place and I don't need to store it anywhere and risk any damage to it. It will be here. I can do some cabling work. Here is the solar panel installed. I want to show you how it looks from underneath. So you can see the rails sagging a bit, nothing too bad. However, if I find something to mount it, like to keep it like this up here, it shouldn't be a problem. Like it should be rather simple. I will definitely find a solution. If you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments, but otherwise, look how nice it looks on the boat. 120 watt solar panel, properly installed, doesn't really cause any distractions or having any problems with my fishing. So harnessing the solar power and getting the batteries charged with this. So now what I need to do, as you can see from here, we have the cables that go for the positive and the negative, and I need to figure out a way then to get it in the boat. And I have also now bought a part. You remember the breaker box that I had bought? I have now bought these breakers for the solar panel, so one for the positive and one for the negative. And if you remember from a previous episode, I had actually mounted them in here, which is where, let's say, all of the brains of this whole solar will be. So I will be having a cover for this battery. The lithium ion phosphate battery will be going on top of that. And here we have the bus bars and also all of the fuses regarding the solar, and also the general fuse for the switch panel. So I'm thinking now that I can start installing the cabling for the solar panel. Now, as you know, I like to make my life easier whenever I can. So what I have in here are the solar cables. And now what I want to do is pretty much find which one is the positive. This will take a while. I have now located the positive cable, and although I would have liked to use a red heat shrink, unfortunately the red one that I have is rather small, so it's only the green that goes properly to the cable. So I will put this green heat shrink so that I do recognize then that this one will be the positive. This is now done, and what I can do then is connect it to the solar charger. And then what I want to do is pretty much measure now where it goes and figure out where a good place for the breaker would be. I bought the breaker with 16 ampere fuses. This is more than enough actually for this solar panel. I managed to get maximum of about 9.3 amperes. That is plenty in case in the future I want to buy a second solar panel and connect it somewhere else on the boat. Then that is also pretty much taking care of that. I don't need then to upgrade my fuses for that. Let's start then with connecting this to the solar charger, and then also figure out where a good place for the breaker box would be. Managed to find a good place to mount the breaker box, and it is where the switch panel, or the fuse box rather, is. So let me show you my plan, and maybe I will try to put it there and see how it looks. My thought is actually going for something like this in here. Now, I don't know how feasible it is. What is the maximum that this would be able to go is the question. It's here. Now I will start feeding the cable that will go from here, from the area of the fuse box and switch panel, all the way back to where the solar charger is. So I'll get that through the hole in here. And now time to install the cables to the solar charge controller. And then we will move then forward to measure and cut the cable and connect them to the breaker. Now all of the cables are installed in here, so I can finalize this. Next thing that I need to do is get those solar cables and start doing some cable management so that I cut them at the correct length. And once again, in order to make my life a bit easier, for cable management, I have bought these ones, so I will be sticking them around the boat, hiding all of the cables and measuring them to their correct length. Now cable management has been done, so time then to connect the cables to the breaker. Cables are now connected, so let's put the grommets on and protect the cables and the breakers from any kind of humidity and water. Solar installation done. Super happy with how everything turned out to be. I have managed to cable manage pretty much everything relating to solar. Now I have all of the cables ready that they are in place. Whenever I need to charge, I just plug them into the solar panel, then switch the breakers on, and I will start having then electricity flowing to the solar charger and then to the battery. That's all from me for this week. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.